is Dominic.
Hello, my name is Jamal.
All right, that's quite the intro. And welcome back to
Soul Oasis.
We returned.
Whoa.
Yes, I'm still wearing the same shirt I was last time.
Loving it.
I am omnipresent. Well,
Welcome back.
welcome back. Today is our first podcast after technical difficulties.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
We are glad that y'all are here.
Yeah, but we're back on track. Let us know what you've been up to.
Oh,
he just has the wand.
Why do I just have a wand?
A reference material. We're glad you are here. Avada Kedavra.
Don't just curse them.
Don't worry.
That's crazy. We are glad you're back.
Yes,
we got some stuff planned, but before we get into that, Dominic, powwow time.
Again?
Let's powwow this thing up, my dude. How has your week been?
Should I just say the same thing I did
Yes,
last time?
sir.
All right. My week has been all right. I got scratched. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. We got rid of I just realized
The technical difficulties.
Yeah, I got scratched up a little bit towards the end of the week. But other than that, I got to cover at my job. So I got my hours. I don't mind. Yeah, I definitely got some hours. More than I've gotten in a while.
Okay.
So my week was good. I made some meals with HelloFresh. I got some new meals in just yesterday. So I'll be making one. I got some bratwurst yesterday.
Oh.
I haven't gotten, you know what? Because I just went to, what's it called? Sprouts. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like a Whole Foods kind of store. And I found, when I was looking at the meats, I found bratwurst. Because I was considering getting one of those sandwiches again. Because, man, that thing hit like crazy. But I did not get a sandwich. I got some bratwurst. So that was a good way to end the week.
There you go.
I got a refrigerator ready to boil, grill. I actually don't know how to make bratwurst. I've always had it pre-cooked. But anyway, good week. Some good hours for some good money. I need it for this trip upcoming in August. Yeah. He takes care of his money way better than I do, so he'll probably be okay. You couldn't just let it go, huh? I was trying to give you a compliment.
You tried.
I did. I really did. It's okay. We both of our paychecks last time they weren't too good. But we're bouncing back. Kinda. Yeah. Good week. Yeah. Not much else to say other than it was all right for work purposes. It was good for mental purposes. I guess I got a lot of behind the scenes work done for movie stuff, for when it comes to writing, for trademark and copyright. We'll get to all that in a little bit. But yeah, how about you, Jamal? Let me get your powwow going. Check in.
My week has been yeah.
Okay.
It's been decent. So my afternoon client is still kind of iffy, and I'm still doing admin time. I've got a total of like 15 to 20 admin hours this week alone.
That's terrible.
It's not the best.
Yeah, that's half your work week.
You're telling me. So,
Sheesh.
yeah. And I'm still struggling from coming back from this vacation, and the fact that my hours are getting reduced is not cool. I do love the opportunity as an RBT to do admin time.
Yeah.
I just wish it was more.
I think we probably should bring that up at some point.
We can, because it's bad. But
I mean,
plus
to
that
leadership.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not good.
Well, we can talk about that in a second.
Okay.
So that has been going bad, but also I'm still sick. We work in a small clinic, and everybody is just, if you're a parent, I just please is that I am okay with being sick with doing the job that we do, because if I get to help somebody, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm okay with being sick if I get to help a kid.
Fair.
But if you're a parent, though I want to work, please do not send your kid to a session if they're sick, because not only are they sick, I work with your client, your kid, for 8 hours straight. I'm neck and neck with the kid.
Yeah.
I'm getting sick. And then everyone else in the clinic is getting sick because you brought, just please, let's just be aware. That's not just for your parents. kids, anybody, please be careful if you're sick.
Yeah.
Because germs spread.
Indeed. If you're really that sick, stay home,
Please.
please.
But
Unless your job is critical. Like if people are going to die because of your lack of presence,
yes.
maybe just be careful how you cough. I don't know.
I don't know. I was watching this video. You know, I told you about how my reel is just a bunch of ABA
Yeah.
stuff. One of the videos was like, I wear scrubs to work. And that's how she started it. She was like, I wear scrubs to work. And my peers are like, why are you wearing scrubs? She was like, I deal with sick kids 24/7. They're coughing, sneezing, trying to scratch me. She was like, scrubs are not just for nurses. She was like, I'm a nurse. She was like, this is a medical, like a field, a health field. So we're helping, like, this is a health field. We get health benefits and whatnot.
Mental health.
Right. So she was like, if I'm gonna be around a whole bunch of sick kids, I might as well dress the part. It was so funny. But yes, please take care of your kids.
And yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Well, that was my week. Next
right.
week will be better. I know it. I feel it in the spirit.
there you go.
Whew.
Manifest.
Liking it. Love it. Locking it in.
There
Let's
you go.
get this podcast started, dude.
All right.
We got a lot. This is a new podcast. This is a new podcast, but this is a new thing. We have a lot of plans. So next episode, we have a lot of differences that are going to happen. I'm telling you right now, something. You will notice at least one change for the
One change.
next podcast.
This blanket will be over there.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? But we have a lot to talk about. A lot happening in the world right now.
Indeed.
Iran, Israel.
Iran and Israel, yes.
Man, let's start with that.
You want to start with
Let's
Iran?
get right into it. But before we do, let's talk about our teas.
Oh,
'Cause
again.
I do love a
Didn't
good
we
tea.
mention at the end of the last episode?
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll mention it again.
Because today's a new day.
My tea is called Amaretto Rose.
Oh.
It is rose, of course. And I actually have no dang clue what the rest of it is, but it's really good. It's a black tea, 212 degrees. It goes great with brown sugar and milk. It is from St. James Tea Room here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And man, does it hit. It has like this nutty flavor to it too. Good stuff. All right, you can tell them yours.
Yes, sir. So normally, as we all know, apple juice is my juice of choice, my drink of choice.
Your
But
drink.
today I'm drinking tea. I'm so sorry. But I'm not going to lay y'all down. Today I'm drinking apple tea. What is it called?
It is called Hesperides Golden Delight.
Yes, it is. And then what a delight it is. Let me just.
It's a good sip.
Whoa. That appleness. Oh my.
The appleness
goodness.
is with him.
What is this? But I did not let y'all down. If you have a great tea, maybe we want to try different teas. Maybe we want
Yeah.
to try drinks. Let us know.
Are
but
you a tea drinker?
oof.
Give us some flavors.
And if you're not, maybe you're a coffee drinker, and that is okay as well.
If you can find a apple coffee,
If you can find an apple coffee,
you gotta let him know.
please. I'm
in the
not talking
comments.
about just no apple creamer. I'm talking about the bean.
If the bean is somehow apple flavored,
Hybrid this thing.
let him know.
Oof.
He'll be bothering you probably.
I will. But let's get into it. Israel and Iran.
All right.
The problems, the war.
All right. Here's the situation to my limited knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Very limited knowledge. Israel was attacked by Hamas some time ago, a terrorist organization based in Palestine. Israel responded, some would say disproportionately, and has destroyed quite a bit of Palestine. Iran has been a constant thorn in the side to Israel in that region for quite some time. They do not like the United States of America very much at all. In fact, I've seen a couple of videos of their Senate, if you will, their parliament, chanting death to America. Yeah. But Israel claims that Iran has been able to make, I believe they said a nuclear weapon.
Really?
Yeah. Which is not allowed by the accords that Iran has signed, because Iran promised to not enrich their uranium beyond civilian use, which is for like power and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Israel claims they have. Well, they definitely have beyond civilian use. Israel claims they've done so far beyond civilian use and have made weapons and plan to attack them with not only a nuclear weapon, but with heavy ordnance.
Yes.
And they were making a preemptive strike against Iran to keep that from happening. They seem to be trying to draw the United States into the conflict because we are an ally to Israel.
Yes.
And we technically promised if war was declared on Israel that we would back them up. The problem is they were people that attacked first. It's kind of complicated in that regard. But it's very obvious that we don't want to go to war.
No.
Nobody really wants to go to war, I don't think. But now we're in a bit of a strange phase where we have to decide as a country, do we fulfill our obligation or do we take a step back? Iran, I think Pakistan said that they would deploy nuclear weapons against us. I can't excuse our ignorance, people, but I believe they said that if the United States supports Israel in their war against Iran in any way, even arming them, which is tricky because we have an obligation to do so.
Do.
And I have mixed feelings about it.
So I was watching videos.
Okay.
This is how I'm getting my information. I was watching videos, and apparently Israel has a rule, like a law or a treaty, whatever it's called. But it's called the Samson.
Samson, of course.
Yeah, that if they get attacked, they're attacking everybody. They say if we're going down, we're not going to be the only ones that go down.
Yeah, in that region, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then other people are going to get involved too.
Yes. This could be World War III.
Yeah.
In a way. Russia does not seem willing to involve themselves in the conflict.
I'm surprised.
And
I
they
haven't heard anything
signed
from
an
them.
agreement with Iran to support them in wars. They don't seem to. The United States doesn't seem to. Let's be very clear. Iran would lose. I believe they're very likely to lose to just Israel. They are not nearly strong enough. They just aren't. With the United States involved, it's over that day.
Yeah, but if the United States get involved,
If we get involved,
then other people will too.
other people say they will get involved, and it becomes nuclear,
Yes,
which is not good.
for anyone.
Now, in my personal opinion, and this is a very layered opinion, mind you, it's incredibly tricky. I don't like the thought of us ignoring our promises to allied nations.
Well, we've done it before.
Ignored our yeah. And I don't like simply appeasing aggressive countries who threaten others around them just to evade war. But I very much dislike war. I think if there are negotiations to be had, let the negotiations be had. Diplomacy is always preferred, not the expense of all dignity and honor and the well-being of everybody in that region, but it is preferred.
Well, here's my thing with treaties and alliances in the first place.
Okay.
Having them is a great thing.
Yes.
But I think stating that I'm going to back you up if something happens is just really weird to me. Even in friendships, like, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Because if my brother, let's say if one of my friends that I'm really close with gets into an altercation, I'm definitely going to support him. Now, I'm not going to
fight.
Let's say if it was a fight. Let's say they got into a fight. I'm not going to jump the other person, but I'm also not going to let him get jumped. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's that sort of sense. And then afterwards we can talk about it. Like, why did this even occur? But I think it's crazy because when you talk about United States and you talk about Israel, you talk about Iran and Russia and Afghanistan, anything you want to talk about, France, whatever it is, you're costing so many lives over something that I think can always be solved in simpler forms. And the lives that you're costing, they don't even know really what's going on. Like I was looking at videos of Israel and Iran, and they're like throwing missiles and explosions and whatever the case may be.
And civilians are getting hurt.
Civilians are dying left and right.
That's the thing with war. Even if your cause is honorable, people who, not that don't have anything to do with it because they are part of those countries, but people who cannot defend themselves from such things are getting hurt or worse. And it will always happen. It always has happened. It's tragic. I agree with you. I think there are simpler ways we can deal with this. You could argue that just simply attacking each other is the simplest way, but there are better ways.
It is.
I think.
I just don't like the fact that the two people in charge are sitting way back and aren't involved into it.
Yeah, that's what people always say about war, that the generals or the presidents or the dictators, whatever, sit back and just watch the chaos unfold. I don't know. There are so many cultural differences in that region from ours. There are Islamic nations. Israel's a Jewish nation. There are, I don't know. And there are plenty of cultural differences, religious differences.
Yes.
It's hard to bargain with people who, throughout all of history, who have no intention of being bargained with or go back on their agreements or simply, this is it. Like if you look at the Ukraine right now, it's hard to bargain with them, even though they are being attacked, because we will only accept a ceasefire if this happens. Nothing else. You have to get out of this region. And they've gotten close to ending that war several times, but they will just not agree to that specific detail. In the case of Iran, Trump just asked for unconditional surrender, which I don't think is very likely. But that's just my personal opinion. If they do, great. Easy win, but not likely. Another message.
Hey.
Anyway.
One thing that after we watched the Captain America movie.
We did, yeah.
And they were kind of not the same situation, but kind of similar. And they wanted to see who had the territory of the great chosen, what was it called? The robot, the god robot that they were trying to get the brain, not vibranium. The
adamantium?
Yeah.
Wait, the robot?
Yeah. Remember they were on that, they were like, this is the island that the great one grows from.
You mean the celestial?
Celestial. Oh,
yeah. It was made out of adamantium.
Yeah. And he was like, I wanted to make this treaty so that we can all do it, but if we're not going to, if the treaty isn't going to happen, then I'm going to be the first one to do it. Then,
yeah.
Right? And I feel like that's kind of
what's
going on right now a little bit.
Yeah, when diplomacy fails, you better make sure you're in the best position when the fighting begins.
Yeah. But it's hectic. It's hectic for everyone.
Yeah. The Middle East is a mess. I would love to see just lasting peace. If it's going to take a lot longer for the cultural differences to even out, but a lasting peace in the Middle East so that the region can progress.
Yes.
Not in terms of just ideology, but technology, society, all that. Work together, be great.
Do you ever think that there would be peace, world peace? And what does that even look like?
I think there will always be conflict, but will there be world peace, meaning no wars eventually? I think so. I don't know how long it will last. But I think eventually there will always be somebody mad with somebody. Like two countries in Africa start fighting each other.
Yeah.
All that. But world peace, it would take, and I don't want to go down this path, it would probably take a force like the United States lording over every other nation in the world and forcing it upon them for it to be like a complete lack of war. And I don't think that's a good path to take. I don't think any one country should be lording over anybody because they're all different. But it's technically possible, even down the right avenues. I think peace can be achieved. It will just take quite a bit of understanding from all sides in an effort to understand.
I really like that they have the UN, but I don't know what's happening there. It's supposed to be a spot where we can try to collaborate and be together.
The UN thinks of itself as a world government. It's not It has no army. It's a it usually leans in the globalist agenda, meaning like the globalists think we should worry about the world rather than our own separate countries, which they have a point in certain circumstances. But in their minds, they would rather see all borders thrown away, one central currency. This body is in charge of everybody. Nah.
As a kid, I was in UN like mock, and so
Mock UN?
yeah, which is actually really fun. It's so we get people from each school, a group from each school, and you represent like a country, or yeah, I think it's countries that go to UN. You represent a country.
I
And
represent
so,
Zimbabwe.
literally could, and so that's how it was. You represent a country, and then you go to this conference, and a whole bunch of schools meet up, and you have to try to compromise, but also have your own goals that you want to be represented, and you have. It's really fun, and it was so cool because I didn't even know anything about it, and they got me really deep into the whole world.
Are you going to join the UN?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. But it was fun.
I would love to go speak at the UN
Yeah.
just to chastise them. Yeah. I'd probably be killed soon after that, but
Oh yeah. As soon as
Gotta
you
do it.
step outside.
y'all just talk down to 200 countries?
That was
Gotta
fun.
go.
But yeah, my hopes and prayers go out to all the victims.
Yeah. All
It's-
innocent victims, all not so innocent victims.
It's rough.
It's always rough with war.
Hopefully we don't go to war. I heard that if there was a nuclear war, that New Mexico would probably be one of the first spots to get hit.
That's false.
You don't think so?
No, they're going for Washington.
Well, yeah.
They're going
but,
for
like,
they're going to try to take out some of the bunkers in the Midwest probably before they can shoot out all of ours. If the reason why nuclear war will likely not happen in our lifetimes, at least not a full-on nuclear war, even if the United States dropped a bomb on somebody, it probably won't result in a full-on nuclear war.
I think so.
Because if you attack the United States with all your nuclear weapons, everyone in the world is going to die.
Yes.
Because the United States decided a long time ago, as the ultimate deterrent, we have the conviction of mutually assured destruction. If we go, everyone goes.
Yes.
Everyone in the world dies. We would rather see the world go up in flames than let evil conquer, that sort of thing, which I have mixed feelings about. I agree that's probably the right stance to take
I think so.
because,
If I'm already going to go, I
You
might
can't
as
be
well
wishy-washy.
take people that with me.
but also, dang, but that's a dark wizard
I
energy.
told you. I told
Yeah.
you.
But my only thing is I'm an optimist, so I'm thinking like, even if a lot of the world is destroyed, I think we could bring it back. But we can't just hope for the future. Like we're gonna believe. We'll just let ourselves die and hope the rest of people figure it out. Nah, we're gonna end it.
I don't know.
If I was the president, I'm pressing the button.
Absolutely.
If everybody's shooting their bombs at us, unless I can guarantee that I have, what I would like to see is technology that diffuses those bombs or diffuses a nuclear warhead as it approaches. Yeah, then, like I said, nuclear armaments would be defunct.
Yeah.
It would be great. Send your missiles. They crash into some like road or like not road, like a field. Nothing happens. The ocean, you just go pick it up, put it somewhere. That's the best case scenario for nuclear war.
You know, you say Dark Wizard, and I'm gonna give you some Dark Wizardy right here.
All right, I don't know.
So I was talking about this with one of my brothers. If I had the power to have nuclear weapons, and
That's not a power.
well, the ability,
Not an ability. You
It
mean
is
like
an
you
ability.
get access to nuclear
I
weapons?
guess, yes. If I made nuclear weapons, like we made some when we bombed Hiroshima, Nagasaki,
Those are, I guess, technically atomic. not
yeah,
nuclear.
well, all of them. If I had a bomb in general, I'm gonna keep making them, right?
Okay.
But then I'm not gonna just stop. Like, why would I keep making these weapons and just not use them? Yeah, you can use them as a deterrent, but I'm going to utilize these weapons, especially if
you
I'm
would
just keep making them and making
You
them.
would go to the evil countries in the world, and bomb them and
Well, it's not necessarily that. I'm not saying I will do it because I wouldn't. But what my thing is, why are we still making them if we're not going to utilize them?
Well, mainly we are updating the ones we've already had while doing research to make stronger weapons. In fact, I have it on good authority, meaning absolute conjecture, that we are going to have space weapons. We may already have them.
So they say.
Now, I don't mean like a laser beam that shoots from outer. Well, we technically do have something like that. We don't have a laser beam that like can wipe out a city. Like,
Yes.
maybe. People argue about roofs and stuff. Blue roof. But I wouldn't want to use them. I would be prepared to use them. I'm not going to be like, these are just a deterrent. I hope they only have to be a deterrent. I would love for it just to be a big waste of money. But I think at some point they will be used to very limited effect in terms of the world. Because people will not be willing to destroy everything because one bomb goes off.
Right.
Even if it's us who sends it. If the most powerful nation in the world only sends one, you better hope it's towards some smaller country. If it was Russia we did with one, well, it's over. They might get us with one back.
Oh, yeah.
No, we lost Washington. To be fair, nuclear armaments from today are way stronger than they were during World War II.
Yeah.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki were wiped out. But those were city killers. Now we have country killers. We could destroy Iran almost entirely. We don't want to.
I'm not just going to keep making them if I'm not going to use them. That's my whole thing.
I'll keep updating them. I'm not going to make more of those specific weapons. I'd look for advancements and try to replace those weapons. Yeah. I would really look for, like I said, some sort of defense system that can disarm nuclear armaments. Maybe even before they're launched. Excuse me. Like, if Russia were to have, like, in their silos all these nuclear weapons, I could, like, make a pulse and, like, all right, all your nuclear weapons are useless. Then we're going to be negotiating. I bet you any country in the world, you're going to ask to come to the table before we walk in there.
Yeah.
That's the only reason during the Cuban Missile Crisis we didn't just walk into Cuba and take control.
I feel like there has to be something.
If you don't
like
count the
that
Bay of Pigs
happening
invasion
soon. Like someone has to design something like kind of like an EMP type thing, where
that knocks out your systems. It could be an EMP. EMP could work if you target the systems used to launch nuclear armaments,
but they would
still be there.
I'm saying like there has to be a way to like nullify the
nukes,
like the
chemical process that goes into an explosion.
There has to be.
There is definitely a way. We haven't discovered it.
It has to be.
Nor have we developed or dedicated ourselves to enough research to obtain that.
I feel like if we did find that out, and let's say the United States was the first,
bro, it's over. Okay,
if the United States was the first, I think
if it wasn't us, who did it, like if Russia did it first, they're nicer than they used to be. But I feel like, all right, we're taking over. Ukraine's gone. First off, secondly, dang near whole Eastern Hemisphere is lost.
Yeah,
like. I guess we're still NATO, so they might not go that way. But if they have a way and we haven't figured it out yet, what are you going to do this? We could argue, be like, well, we still have the most powerful fighting force in the world. But if their nukes still work and ours don't, that's it. If it's United States, like you said, which is probably more likely that we create something that wipes out everybody else's nukes, but we keep ours, we're too nice. Not too nice. We're nice. And we would, if it was old United States, the entire world would be ours. Mm-hmm. Like pre-World War I, II.
Bring back
Manifest Destiny?
Yes.
I guess technically, given the agreement, we could still look into stuff in the Western Hemisphere.
We'd take it all. You know what? Russia's in the West.
Russia's in the
I mean, if you look west and you just keep going far enough, you'll end up there.
Because everywhere in the world is west if you look to the west enough.
Yep. That is so true.
Yeah. I hope it gets to that point. Hopefully we won't even need ours.
No.
Not to invade Russia. I'm talking about nuclear weapons become defunct. I'm sure they'll come up with something even worse soon enough, if they haven't already.
Yeah. And we just don't know about it.
Yeah. The United States has plenty of things under wraps. They probably got alien technology. All right, we're gonna
like they do.
Activate this grav bomb. What does it do? It wipes you out of existence. Oh no.
See, I was thinking that would be the way for world peace. Is it has to be a kind of like Code there has to be a bigger enemy.
That's exactly what I was going to say when you asked the question. I think the only way to guarantee, and it still won't guarantee because people always look for advantages.
Yes.
The only way to guarantee world peace with us as nations is for an alien threat to show up, some sort of gigantic. If Lucifer himself walked the earth and we're like, oh my gosh, the devil's here, we would have to defeat him together.
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't, because technically that would just mean the spiritual world is real, and you'd be like, well, now I know God's going to win because he's real. Yeah. That's Lucifer. If it's aliens, there's no guarantee God's stepping in.
No.
You'd be like, well, that's your own fault, huh?
Yeah. Should have
been ready.
Should have did better.
I gave the same speech to them.
Yeah, they did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's hoping for an alien invasion next 10 years.
Not 10.
Oh, okay. 25.
Yeah, there we go. Let me
die middle-aged.
Yeah, at least. All right. So we talked about Israel. Again, rest in peace. I mean, not rest in peace.
Rest in pieces. Yeah. Okay, man. Bye, Iran. No. I don't think it's going to be that bad.
But let's talk about us.
Dang, I got some in my eye, I think.
I had something in my eye earlier. I was getting at it. Let's talk about us.
Okay.
Let's talk about our advancements and our own progression. What is new in your journey in your career?
ChatGPT.
Ooh.
My buddy, my pal, my co-conspirator. I have a 5-part movie series planned, and I'll pitch it when it's time. Right now, we're going through the script of the first one, which keeps changing and changing and changing and changing. I got the main stuff down, but I'm flipping things around in the script.
Nothing wrong with that.
Along with that, I haven't done it in a little bit, but the plan, like a 10 to 12 year plan to become the Emperor of Entertainment.
I like it.
It would take a lot of work. It's like, okay, it said like, okay, here's my plan. Here's all the albums, all the movies. How would I organize this in this short amount of time to still be relatively young, but be considered the Emperor of Entertainment? Because you have to, at the end of the day, you have like the Charlie Chaplins, the Michael Jacksons, the gigantic people you still have to overcome. Michael Jackson had like a 40-year career.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to pass him.
Yeah.
You could argue Drake did it, but at the same time, accomplishments, some people still prefer longevity, like a Michael Jordan compared to a LeBron James kind of thing. Even though I'd say Michael Jackson was Michael Jordan if he had like 10 championships.
Okay.
But he had the longevity and he was the best. You could argue LeBron's best. We won't get into that. Anyway, I have a plan I've developed with the help of my buddy ChatGPT. I should be able to pull this off by the time I'm 40.
I like that.
Well, it should be non-debatable. If I do what I need to do by the time I'm 40. Okay. In the next 6 years, I think people will call me.
Okay.
Yeah. Within 6 years.
You're making, what's the closest thing for you?
The closest thing, you mean in terms of a released project?
Yeah.
Technically, I'm not entirely sure. My guess would be the first music project.
Okay.
I've bounced back and forth on that because I prefer to be an actor before I'm a singer. But realistically, I would have to do a lot with pre-production. After I talk to these studios, once it's greenlit, I have to go through casting. Need to acquire my crew, and I need to ensure certain commitments over a 5 movie span. So, man, this tea is great. I'm just tasting this mint. Yeah, so I think I need to do a lot on my end for this album to come out. I separate them. I don't know if I told you.
You did. I don't know. I don't even know what you're about to say.
Thanks for the support anyway. My music, I'm incredibly dramatic, so I split them into 2 different categories.
Okay.
The magnum opuses, which means great work in Latin, and the transcendentum opuses, which means transcendent work. Now, what that means is you can basically say in the magnum opus is like an album compared to transcendentum opus like an audio drama inspired album.
Okay.
Yeah. The magnum opuses will have like samples. Think of it as an album, like you would today, like a Nothing Was the Same, a Thriller, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Transcendentum opuses, I want to be more than that, and I'll reveal that eventually.
Okay.
The first one, it will be out within latest a couple years.
The first album?
Yeah. The first magnum opus. Hopefully written and recorded mostly without full mix and mastering by this time next year.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah. I need to get to more writing with that. That is something I've lagged behind. It also, ChatGPT made like a schedule. They're like, okay, this is week to week. I haven't looked at it in a bit because I've been busy doing the stuff with the films. But it's like, okay, week to week, you need to do this. And it gave me ideas for like building up my own mythos, as I put it, but my own like fan base and what I need to do to put myself out there in different areas. So, yeah, right now I'm working on a lot of stuff at the same time. I'm very busy behind the scenes.
It's good. Don't just don't get overwhelmed and give up.
No, I can't give up.
All right.
I'm already 27. If I was going to give up, I had given up by now.
Yeah.
So
All or
I'm going to make it happen. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but I'll love it all the way through. What about you? What have you been doing behind the scenes?
So I have
work?
also been using Chat GPT.
Got to do it.
But before that, when do you think your script is going to be finished? You say you're working on.
Oh, wow. You went into that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. The script
For the first movie.
for the first movie in its entirety, barring any problems the studio may have, will be done. Done this year.
This year.
Yeah, it will be done. In fact, I'm hoping to have the first draft of it done a little bit after our trip.
Okay.
Yeah. By like September.
Okay.
And that's probably pushing it. I'd like to have it done before that, the first draft. The second draft will be a little bit cleaner because the first draft should be the beginning, middle, and end. Like that is the way it goes. Then I'll alter dialogue, make a few corrections with, like I can't, I don't need stage directions or anything because it'll be a movie, but yeah, it's just an alteration of dialogue, maybe cutting a scene or adding a scene here and there.
Okay.
And I should have the full script ready to go, hopefully, by late this year.
I'm going to keep you to that.
Yeah, it will be done.
Okay. I'm excited.
It will be interesting. It'll be interesting. I'm balancing an introductory movie. I've used Star Wars as my inspiration,
Okay.
if you will. Not only in like terms of because it's a sci-fi fantasy, but because Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, works as a single film from beginning to end, while also allowing for movies after that. But if he had stopped with just episode 4, it would have been an amazing movie. Beginning to end, they beat the Empire, blew up, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm doing that while laying more groundwork for the next 4. And I've realized I've tried to convince myself. I've gone back and forth between 7 and 5. I don't think it needs to be 7. It's 5. It will be 5 movies. I have the beginning, middle, and end of that series as well. Yeah. The script will be done this year.
I'm excited to see it. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, let's see if my printer's working.
Mm.
Yeah. What about you, Jamal? Now that, maybe go back to that. I'm sure I'll tell you guys more as I go along. I just don't want to reveal too much without getting you guys to sign some NDAs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Behold, the truth will be revealed.
So for me, I have also been using ChatGPT since the last time we talked about it.
Uh-huh.
I have been working on my up-and-coming theater for kids with autism. And I've been asking and trying to figure out where do I go from there. That's my long-term goal. And I've realized a lot. I've realized, one, that though it is my theater, I don't want to run it. No, I don't.
I didn't think you would.
No.
I would think you'd be more of a, talking basketball terms, you are an owner compared to a general manager.
Yes. And I realize that you need both. You need like teachers, you need theater people, you need to have connections with companies that do ABA. You need to figure it out. And I've been talking about it, and we've been going back and forth, and I don't want to go back to school for it, but if I have to, I will. No worries.
In the background, you know, Shaq got his doctorate while he was still doing his stuff.
Yeah, so I've been working on that a lot, trying to game plan that to hype me up to keep this job that I'm doing.
That's good. It definitely helps hype you up, ChatGPT.
Yeah, but I've also been working on. So first off, before I talk about ChatGPT, you remember a long time ago I told you that I had potential for the vocal thing.
Yes, you did.
Well, it is happening.
It is happening.
It is. And it will be, so I don't have to do much, actually. I just have to really record my voice, and then he does the rest. But it's a short film, and it's maybe about 20, 30 minutes long, but it's something. And so I just have to record. It's going to happen in August, and then I see what happens after that. But I'm excited for that. That's a small opportunity, but it's somewhere to get me back into this thing.
When will it happen in August?
It'll happen 15th or the 18th.
Okay, good. It doesn't fall on the trip.
No.
We have to bring a recording equipment.
The 15th through the 18th.
On a dark night.
And I'm excited for that. So,
should be. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't give too many details away.
No. But yeah. Also, I've been looking up how to get into just acting in general. And we talked about it. You need an agent. An agent is probably the easiest way. And that's what ChatGPT said.
Yeah.
And so for that, they gave me instructions of doing short films and stuff like that too. While I've been looking into that, it's kind of hindering on me. I just need to get the equipment, and then I can start more into that process. Mm-hmm. And that will probably happen July, August. It hasn't happened by August because I got to record my voice. So
yeah.
After that, then I'll be recording more short films. I'll be uploading to YouTube as well, and other stuff is too.
Cool.
And then also, I wanted to start doing theater.
Yeah, you're going the theater route too.
I am. I got to just stay active. I feel like that's a big thing for me. If I'm not active, then I'm losing practice. Indeed. And so I looked into acting companies, and I went to they had an audition, and I did an audition, but I just went to like
sit in.
Yeah, and it was cool. I met stage manager. It was fun. And the reason I did audition is because, I just don't feel like I have the time right now. And they were already basically done. And so they said the new shows will be out like next summer. For next summer. The auditions shall happen in the fall.
About to say, they're doing auditions now and they're having a show next summer?
No. So they have the auditions that they're doing now is for the show in the fall.
Okay. About to say, that's a long wait time.
Yeah, no, but I want to do a show next summer, so I have to be on that. I have to keep up with auditions. I have to be looking at that stuff.
Indeed.
And so I'm excited for this next year. This next upcoming year, my goal is to be in at least 2 things, whether it's a theater show and like another short film, or just a whole bunch of short film reels that I made. I want to have a lot of production in the upcoming year, so that after this, I can just send out clips, send out information, go talk to people. I don't have to just sit around and wait. I want to be productive. I want to go out and do something. And so that's what I've been doing with Chat G.
PT?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the GPT stands for.
Global Practice Technician.
You know what? I could believe that.
I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm excited for this next and upcoming year.
Me too.
I am very much excited. It just makes sure that we stay on our P's and Q's. We got to make sure
True.
we stay productive.
Always about consistency.
Yeah. 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 I'm excited.
It's going to be good.
Very much.
Indeed. All right.
You, you have inspired me a little bit with you talked about your music stuff. And I also do too want to be in the music industry. And I have been seeing a lot of videos. I don't know if you saw the videos of her name is Ellie Banks. And she is this little lady who sung with Ed Sheeran. She sung, I don't know what the song, Airplanes. I don't know if you know about Ed Sheeran, but she did really good. And I want to do something like that too. I don't want to do covers, but I do want to make my own music. It's more singing based, not like rap based. But I do want to start doing that as well.
Could be good.
I hope so.
We might have to make some sort of makeshift studio in here.
Low key.
Get some padding.
Yeah.
That's what my next goal is. Because I have my mic. Well, I don't have the best mic, but I have a pretty good mic. My Rode NT1 I'm going to use for that. I'll probably invest in a better mic. Quite a better mic soon.
I hope so.
That's going to be a little bit later because I need to get my recording equipment for streaming. But
what you're doing Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Thursday. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I need to get a pretty good mic. The main concern for music is really just production. Do I go to others, link up like a Drake finds a 40 somewhere? Or do I return to the grind of learning how to produce, mix, and master my own stuff?
Yourself?
I guess I could I can get in contact with Trey, get him to dust off his boots, get back in the studio since he's a producer.
There you go. Connections, network. Let's do it.
Yeah, I do think I'm going to start going out into the community a little bit and see if I can find some people.
Okay.
Yeah, just to see if I can find some like-minded. Not even need to be like-minded. They just need to be, can you produce what I'm trying to create?
Well, I think that's a big thing in general. And I think we do need to do that more often.
Yeah.
And I did talk about that before I came up here too. But I want to, you are who you hang around with, right? So if you're not around people who if you're not around people who have the same goals and aspirations, then your track could be slower than it needs to be. I'm just saying like that.
Yeah. Which is, I'm glad we got each other to piggyback off of a little bit. Yeah. Hey, if you guys know anybody in Albuquerque, we should link up and let us know. I still need to get in contact. I had one contact. I was going to message that agent here in Albuquerque, or she's apparently the number one in New Mexico. But I think I talked about my acquaintance Alex that I met at the Balloon Festival.
Yeah.
And he had a agent that is pretty willing to see new talent. So once I make that reel, I've been struggling on the reel because I'm trying to decide whether I want to film stuff just for the reel or if I want to film the short films and then splice it from the reel. That way we have the short films and the reels. It's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Very soon. We're getting new cameras and stuff, so we might as well hit two birds with one stone, get some stuff so we can get some multiple angles here, but also get cameras and equipment that will work for your goals of getting your short films out and all that, and my goals of reels and short films and music. I need to get back to dancing, so I got to start stretching again. That's the worst. Don't let anybody trick you into thinking stretching is fun. It's such a pain.
Stretching is a pain if you don't do it a lot.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're not limber.
If you're, oh my gosh, you're coming back from stuff. Oh my goodness, it's the worst. But gotta do it.
Got to do it. Absolutely. We haven't watched a movie in a long time, Dominic.
Oh, what a segue.
Yeah.
We haven't. Well, I guess we watched the Captain America.
We did, but that was like a week ago.
What do you consider a long time?
I don't know.
This thing is messing
I'm
with
scared.
me.
My heart is
I don't know
racing.
if you guys see the stutters. Hopefully not.
Oh,
But
man.
man, this thing has frozen us so many times.
It's crazy.
Oh,
My
yeah.
question was,
huh?
we talked about this a few podcasts ago on our film journey.
Okay.
What is our next film journey? Are we going to continue a film that we've already started and then finish the series? Are we going to start a new one and add to it? What's next for us?
I think. We should watch something. Wait a minute. Yeah, we haven't finished Creed.
We have not finished Creed.
What do you want to do? Because I forgot about that until just now.
I want to finish Creed.
And we'll do that first.
Perfect.
We watched the first one.
Yeah.
We got like 3 more.
2.
Well, the new one is coming out, so by the time we're done with the third, who knows?
Oh, my God.
But yeah, we have 2 more active Creed movies.
Uh-huh.
And then from there, I say we do a deep cut.
Okay.
Like some deep cut films.
Oh.
Not we can start with like some easy deep cuts, like a Blade Runner or something like that. I've been trying to get you to watch that for a while.
You have.
Yeah.
Oof.
Dang, never mind. We don't have to do Blade Runner. But I'm just talking like, look, not some artsy movies, you know what I mean? But like some cult classics, maybe.
We do. Also, I want to do an Academy, like, Oscar movie run.
Like Best Picture?
Kind of, sort of. Like, you know how when the Oscars come out, there's a bunch of movies that you don't hear about until they win?
Yeah.
I want to watch some of those. Like, I watched Parasite. I think I told you
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
That
I
was a
didn't know what
fantastic
it
movie.
was. And I just went in there and watched it. And it was really good. Not what I expected. No English. But it was
That's what you expect.
really fantastic. And I want to watch other movies like that. Like, there's this one movie. I don't know the name of it off the top. Maybe you know if I describe it.
Okay.
But it's a guy who's dressed up in a mermaid like esque. He's a fish.
The Shape of Water?
Yeah. Is that a good one? Have you seen it?
I've heard it's good. I've never seen it.
Yeah. And it won some stuff.
I think it's Guillermo del Toro.
And it won a bunch of stuff. And
It did. It
Yeah, what it
won a
was.
lot of awards. I think it's a romance between him and his caretaker. I don't know.
I don't know. But those movies like that, I kind of do want to watch.
Yeah,
Not
those
necessarily
artsy
that movie.
Oscar bait movies.
Just to see, like,
Yeah.
why are they winning everything?
I just don't want to be too influenced by them. Because as
And-
much as I would love to win an Oscar,
Yeah.
I'd rather have a Star Wars than a random Oscar bait movie.
I get that.
I've told you that before.
Yeah, and I'm with you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'd
100%.
much rather not have an Oscar to my name, just have some nominations, hopefully, but be the richest man alive, and had the most successful series ever.
Yeah.
Then, man, this is maybe the best movie ever made that 17 people saw. I got 20 Oscars for it. No one cares.
I want to give the best performance that I can
I'm gonna give it
and be
in.
recognized for that.
Yeah, got to be recognized.
Just so they can be like, oh, dang, Jamal is up for another movie?
Jamal Hutchinson's in this.
Again?
I gotta watch it.
Someone's going to be like, how many Oscars does he have? Maybe 1. Let's say 0. 0.
But to say, give yourself an Oscar.
I got to, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have an Oscar. But dang, what? He doesn't have an Oscar? What? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a Leonardo DiCaprio kind of situation
Yeah.
where everybody knew he was great and they went to see movies because he was in it.
Exactly.
They didn't have an Oscar until Revenant.
Yeah. Will Smith once said that he was like, he's like, there's different levels to acting. He said there's movie actors, there's TV actors, there's those. And then he's like, movie actors are movie actors, but then there's actors who make the movie. And I was like, well, what do you mean by that? In the interview that I saw, he was like, people go Denzel Washington could be in a movie, and people will go just because of Denzel Washington.
True enough.
He
That's
was
exactly
like-
why I want to say Gladiator too.
He's like, those are fantastic. Then he gave a different actor, and I'm blanking on the name, but he was like, this actor is constantly great in the film, but people aren't going just because it's him. They're going because he's going to give you great work. But people will go to a Denzel movie because it's Denzel.
Yeah. They like the movies that have the name just as big as the title, like
Yeah.
Harrison Ford back in the day. Like his name was just as big as the title, and people were like, "No, you're gonna go see this movie? I don't know what that movie is, but I'm gonna go see the new Harrison Ford movie."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like, you can get cast in a whole bunch of shows because you're really great. But there's a different level when you get cast in a whole bunch of shows because of just
it's
because
the
of your
new
name.
Jamal Hutcherson show.
Yeah.
Not, it's a fantastic show out, and the lead is named Jamal Hutcherson.
Yeah. Which is great. Either way, I'm going to be happy because I'm getting cast.
I'm gonna
But-
be happy if I'm. Oh, thank goodness!
Whew.
If I'm the main draw,
Oh, yeah. Sure.
of course,
I'm saying
because
that.
you can have some bargaining potential there,
Yeah.
not just for money, just
Let me cover. I want to be the main person.
okay.
Yeah. But just so they don't.
But
know.
if you're not,
Yeah. But if I'm not, I'm okay.
I would also love to do like, I don't want to upstage my fellow castmates, but I would love to be like a supporting actor in a movie. And people are like, well, dang, you really just gave the best performance.
Yeah.
I'm there. Like a Joker in a Batman movie. Yeah, Batman could be great, but Heath Ledger, you know?
I get you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, all right.
All right.
Do we have anything else? All right, I keep looking at the screen every 5 seconds.
Just
I
make
can't risk
sure.
it.
Yeah, I know.
And it
It
keeps
started.
doing it.
It does. It started there.
It keeps doing it. Let us know if you can see it. In fact, we'll see it before you do.
That is true.
We'll know.
Yeah, we just got a lot happening.
A lot happening.
We're going to stay patient. We're not going to rush anything, but we're not going to go too slow.
Definitely not. We will keep a very efficient pace
Yeah.
in all matters, whether it's this podcast, our acting stuff, our music stuff. It looks like we got going on.
Yeah. I'm
And
excited about that.
yeah,
I
hopefully we
love
got some
to see it.
news for y'all soon
Yeah.
about the upgrades we got planned.
I'm telling you, next podcast, I want
Something will be different.
something.
Whether it's something up here or it's something behind you, we'll see.
Something will be different.
But until then,
Yeah.
Jamal, do you have any closing remarks?
I always do. Let me tell you about it. So, again, thank y'all all for coming.
Thank you.
We are on a different track, a different trail. We hear you, and we're going to take everything that you say into consideration. Please come back. This is Soul Oasis, and we are making a wonderful journey for you, for us, for everybody. Keep us to our promises.
Indeed.
Keep us, hold us accountable, because that's the only way we can grow. And yeah, see you next time. Yeah, what about you, Dominic? Do you have any closing remarks?
I do. Once again, thank you for joining us. This is a wonderful time. We like discussing with each other, but we also like discussing with you. So please leave comments down below. Ask as many questions as you like. We'll do our best to get to all of them. And please let us know, do you have any summer plans? Have you been working on any specific project yourself using ChatGPT or otherwise? Let us know what you've been up to. Let us know, hey, like you said, keep us on track of our goals. And we'll try our best to keep you on track of yours. Until next time, I'm Dominic.
I am Jamal.
And thank you for joining us on
Soul Oasis.
Absolutely. We hope to see you again very soon. See ya. Boop.